Greetings, greetings, greetings. We're going to give a chance for everybody to get on. And we are going to be doing a live pick a card reading. For those who end up watching this later, we will have this broken down into several groups. You're going to connect, use what resonates. But I am going to just take a moment to wait for anyone to have a chance to join. Otherwise, we'll just jump into it. I'm really excited about Samhain as it's initiating today, and personally I am connecting through various elements with my workings this month. I am doing daily possession work as well as death work, so a lot going on. Hey, what's up, T-Man and Roman? How's it going? Thank you for joining. We are going to be doing a live pick a card reading. I know normally when I do lives I give a chance for everyone to get a reading, but this way people can watch and enjoy it at any time, hopefully. And it's what I was called to do. But what is going on? Who is here? Make sure to give a thumbs up on the video. Show some love, show some support. What are we doing for Samhain? How are we connecting with the dead? Normally I'm not awake for these. Oh, really? Yeah, no, it's actually morning. I'm doing this at the funniest time for me, but I rather do it now versus later because I got so much shit I need to do. So I'm just so happy that maybe I can connect with other people such as yourself that normally cannot be here. All right, so we are doing a pick a card reading. Oh, it's morning for you as well? Oh, do you work what shifts do you work? Or where are you located? That might be better to say. So this reading is going to be broken down into groups like a normal pick a card. And this way what we're doing is getting messages from ancestors or just from anything that really steps us into the death current, that can help us realize what we need to realize about our path. Just anything that needs to be said, really. I'm not going in with too much intention. I'm just leaving it open as we call in spirits to allow us to connect with, to get messages. That's what we're doing. We're leaving this as pretty much as an open channel, and I'm really excited about that because we have the flexibility to do so and kind of just feed off of whatever spirit has to say that is trying to get across. So normally in a pick a card reading we have like symbols or objects or so forth, but here we're kind of going to just be stepping into one or two groups. The first group is just going to be represented by one. We'll just say that. And the second group is represented by two. But what you're going to do is just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So that way we're just processing and we're just essentially just doing two separate reads. So it's not really pick a card. It's more of just messages that are going to be grouped into two different ways. Now I'm trying to see the chat itself because it disappears on me, right? There it goes. I work night shifts as a janitor. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I hear you. All right, who else is here? I was checking in. Say what's up before we jump in. Make sure to give a thumbs up to the video, and we are going to start with the reading. Starting with group number one, or the first layer of this reading, really. See what the spirits have to say. Okay, drawing the cards. We start off with King of Pentacles, the Priestess. Again, this is for group number one. The Cunning Woman, Three of Swords, and Hanged Man. Now before I get into what this reading all means, and then Five of Swords, because I know this kind of went like from very positive to kind of terrifying, but Samhain's a time that you can actually set your intentions, as it is considered to be the witch's new year, and I think it's going to be really important. The rituals, the workings that you guys are going to be doing and following up is going to be crucial, because y'all got some people that don't have your best interests around you. So the King of Pentacles is letting you know that you're like finally stepping into your confidence. You're finally like, I'm going to do me despite what my family says or maybe what my coworkers think, and you're finally finding your confidence, and you're finding like your way to get out of your comfort zone, and you're ready to step further into your spiritual path or even physically into the mundane through career wise, but we're stepping out of our comfort zone. Unfortunately, there is someone that does not seem to like the fact that you are finding your confidence. And this could be a friend, this could be family, or it could even be like a trickster spirit trying to impersonate, to try to influence you. But they want you to be down. They want you to stay miserable, depressed. They're like, we have power over you. To me, it seems like somebody that'd be like, I am like your bestie, and they're like, I love you, let me help you when you're in your tears, you're crying, and it always seems like they're supportive, but what they're doing is actually feeding off of your pain. And then as soon as you start succeeding, then you start seeing them criticizing you, gaslighting you, trying to tear you down. So what the spirits are saying here is that you need to break free of these toxic energies, whether it be a person, or that you need to be aware that there is a spirit. And when we're talking about trickster spirits that are trying to manipulate, take you down, that could also be parasitic energy, right? Something trying to drain, something that's trying to feed you into making you feel unworthy, that's making you feel like there's something missing, right? And that is feeding into that pain, and it is acting as a betrayal. We are getting Three of Swords, we're getting the Hanged Man, right? Something does not have your best interest at heart, and your ancestors, your guides, the spirits are like, hey, we need to like become aware, especially because this last week was extra chaotic for you, right? So even though it's like a new week started, we're all kind of moving into like the witch's new year. The last week, a lot of us had that increase. We had more fights with people. We felt like everything was crushing us. Anxiety was at all times highs, right? And we were being pushed, but not in a way that is motivating or even helpful. Okay, so that is what this is coming into, is that trickster type of energy, that something's does not have your best interest. So you need to become aware. You need to be mindful of what's going on with you and your surroundings, of the type of people that you're keeping around. Hey, Ed Mac, what's up? Hey, Tess, happy Halloween. I am doing good. I hope y'all are doing. We are doing a kind of like a pick a card reading, but not really. We're just drawing cards and just going to layer upon it, and we're separating into groups. So this first group, we got someone that's hanging around that shouldn't be hanging around. Hey, Hetor, what's up? What's up? How are you? Hope everyone's doing. Happy Halloween. Happy Samhain. I think I say that wrong. Samhain, Samhain, Samhain. I don't know. So we're going to expound on group number one. We're not done. Meaning, like I said, this is going to be a multi-layered reading. So the first thing we are addressing, though, is shady people or parasitic energy. So maybe even doing aura cleansings, protecting, reinstalling your shields, because I don't want you guys being torn down by an outside energy when y'all are ready to step into your confidence. And your ancestors, your actual deities, have been trying to get you to step into your power, and you're finally doing it. And as soon as that happens, we're seeing all of this trying to come crushing you back down. And we're not going to let it, because y'all are baddies. We ain't going to do that. We are not going to be torn down by any person or parasitic energy, period. So now we're going to continue expanding onto group number one, see what else the spirits have to say for you, what they're trying to get through. And keep dropping comments. I love it. I love seeing it. Hey, Covers. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Okay, let's expand. Let's see what else is being said here. We are getting the Strength card, which is not surprising for this group. Like, y'all have been through it, and you're trying to break free of it. You're trying to break free of the things, of the pain, the trauma. You're doing your best to move forward, right? It's that trickster energy that's trying to keep you down. And that trickster energy could also not be even a parasite or a human being. It could actually be you. If essentially, like, what it could look like is that, hey, I am deserving, I love myself, but then that inner part of you is like, no, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like that part of you that's going back and fighting and pushing that right back down. So you could be your own trickster because you are so unfamiliar with that confident energy because you're not used to feeling good about yourself. And when you do, you're installing those doubts and insecurities right back into it. So you can be your own worst enemy here as well. And that's really important to realize that. So again, we're not just looking from outside, we're also looking from within. And then we are getting the Hierophant card. We are getting the King of Swords. And then the Seven of Cups. I think I drew 2 cards there. 9 of Cups, and there's a card under that stuck to that, which was the Star. Interesting how it got stuck. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies. Why did I show saying that? Yes, we are. Right on point. Thank you. Yeah, like I know it's like really rough to like process sometimes, like these readings, the information, it's like in your face. It's like sometimes you need to realize what you're doing to yourself. But it's good because again, we're stepping into that new energy. We're ready to release and we're ready to feel and step into that power, especially because you guys are ready to enter into the Hierophant. Things are opening. Things are shifting. I'm sure you've noticed it. A lot of the things are the reason why the shadow keeps coming up for you. And I do feel like a lot of trials are amplifying for so many. Like this is like on a major level within the spiritual community. This isn't just like isolated events. Like this is a mass shift that is taking place, especially with the veil thinning. But specifically for a lot of you, the shadow's coming through because you had a spiritual purpose. You're supposed to be aligned with something that's so much more than just simply sitting there and just be like, hey, this is kind of cool shit, but I don't really know what to do with it, right? You're being called to go deeper into your work, and you are ready for that. And that determination, that will, that consistency is what's going to open up those doors and even help you step into a purpose that is aligned with your soul. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you'll do spiritual work. Let's make that very clear, because spirituality is an expression of you as a human being. So that could be various things. But it is definitely going to be opening up and helping you access, especially because many of you are being pulled into your psychic abilities right now. Many of you are feeling these charge ups. So even though you already had abilities, you already had those gifts, we're getting these weird charge ups right now, right? A lot of random downloads are taking place, and discernment is going to be really important because we don't want to confuse intrusive thoughts with downloads, but you guys are getting a lot of mental locked energy, and that mental energy right now is coming in, I feel, a bit overwhelming. I feel like it's exhausting. I feel like y'all don't know what to do with it, but ground yourself, clear. You're going to step in, and as you overcome the trials, as you face and integrate your shadow, a lot of this path is going to be very clear and direct of what it means for you. And I'm going to read the comments before we continue. I was honestly getting ready to try to do the banishing ritual for the first time before you came on. Yeah, no, the banishing ritual is very useful to use, especially because we want to be aware of those energies. So that is foundational working. So yes, that's me. I feel ya. Poddy Cat, hi. Press the like. Yes, thank you. Go ahead, give me those likes. I love them. It also helps me with the algorithm so we can, corrupt everybody and realize that demons are actually the good guys. Let's draw them in. Mass conspiracy time with our secret meetings that we have on our secret island that doesn't exist, but I kind of wish I did have an island. Why can't some of the conspiracies be true? I'd be so rich. Oh well. So we're going to expand onto that and everything that was said there. So now we know, again, this is still group 1. So if this is resonating, clicking with you, this is for you guys. And we're going to do one more draw of cards for this group, and then we're going to move on to group 2. So we're going to be shifting energies. So we're getting 2 of Pentacles. All right, 12. Hey, that's kind of cool. We get the 5 of Pentacles, which, by the way, it's not shocking we're getting so many Pentacle cards with this group, because a lot of you, The physical and mental is really implementing together because many of your trials are physical, have to do with the financial, has to do with family, has to do with security. And I felt that a lot. Like it's hard for you guys to try, like you're trying to go deeper with your spiritual path. You're trying to face the shadow. You're trying to be confident. You're trying to do all of these things, but it seems like everything keeps getting in the way. Like life just keeps like fucking up essentially. Like what am I even doing wrong? Like why is this happening kind of idea. But that should be clearing up and working through it. And again, we're stepping into our power here to be the creators. But yeah. No, there is a lot of changing and restrictions and limited beliefs that need to be let go, and a lot to do with the mental energy. We also get Eight of Swords, interference again. Y'all, that trickster energy. That trickster energy is so strong there for y'all. Okay. And we get the Wheel of Fortune. Yes. Good. And then the Black Sun. Alrighty. And we are also going to draw a card from my shamanic oracle deck that I love. No, I didn't identify as a shaman or anything. I just really love this deck. And then your card will be Thunder. Okay, I'm going to read these comments and then we'll get into your final messages for group 1. It's also morning for me. Hi, everyone. Hi, Tila. Nice to catch you live. Hope you're doing well. I am. We are just doing a reading for the first group, going over so much information. Now, we're going to start with our Thunder card, which is the only thing I actually refer to the book to because, I don't know, I really like how the book puts it. I just like it. It makes me happy. Alrighty. So the thunder comes into a way to represent dramatic change. That feels like the herd of the wild, the bison on the run. You feel the right through your bones, and you know that you're powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. So it's time to prepare for anything. Your life is an adventure. It's opening up opportunities, letting you know things are arriving, right? So what it's talking about, it's not that you're powerless, it's that you have to be able to surrender. So many of you, because of the trials, because of the things that you have faced in your life, and because how energies have amplified within the especially last week, we're feeling this sense of powerlessness. We're feeling this sense of lack of control, and everything is striking hard. And despite the fact that we felt like we're finally pulling out of it, we're finally breathing, and then boom, we got hit, right? And this is letting you know that you just need to surrender, to understand and be open to the flexibility and willingness to experience it without judging it as a positive or negative experience, because it's letting you know you're arriving into your true self. You're arriving into what is your destiny. All of this has its place. Everything is bringing life and is bringing awareness to you, right? So do not put it as a way to let it overwhelm you or tear you down, but as knowledge to be able to break free. And if there's drama and all this chaos that is happening, that is also telling you what you need to release. So it's coming in hot and strong. And that heat, that strength of all these changes, which is what we also get in Two of Pentacles, is letting you know it's time to take action, right? We can't be held back anymore by our worries, by our stress, by our doubt, by our criticism. You cannot be tearing yourself down anymore. You cannot let yourself or anyone interfere or bring you down. We are ready to shine. We're ready to step into that Wheel of Fortune and into the Black Sun. You are going through a whole new type of awakening. It doesn't mean you haven't awoken on different levels. And again, we're not talking politically, right? Like none of that shit, none of that weird thing that's going on with the New Age movement and all that bullshit. No, we're talking about spiritual levels of awareness, stepping into different steps of consciousness and really coming and integrating that into oneself. And you guys are stepping into that. You guys are finally moving into energy that's going to help you be successfully physically and help you awaken and see yourself in a different light spiritually and align to your purpose that matches your soul's energy. So that makes up for group number 1. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up, show some love. Again, helps with the algorithm because yes, let's go. Last week, my shadow self ripped out my heart during a depressive episode, and I grew a new heart center. Was wild. Oh yeah, no, that sounds intense. Yeah, I don't know what was going on last week, but shit was fire. It helps me a lot to have this type of guide through your readings, and I'm glad to have you in my study schedule. Blessings. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad that I can actually be helpful because that is my goal here. Hey, Robert, how are you? How's it going? Okay, so now we're shifting energies. Now you can go ahead and continue to listen for group number 2. You may resonate to what I say here, but I am shifting and aligning myself to a whole new dynamic for the collective that's so general but specific. It's weird. But yeah, we're shifting, so this will be group number 2. So let me retune and see what group number 2's messages will be. And again, this video will be layered. Nuh-uh. Okay, can you guys, what? Did we not? Let me show you the card. That's the first card I drew. Okay, did we not, on like when I first started this video, was not King of Pentacles the first card as well for group number 1? And I mixed these cards. Okay, let's not freak out. That's fine. It's random. Obviously. This shit's so weird. I'm mixing these cards again. Like, what? How did that happen? So, Outlaw NR, where's, you want to check the misogyny and leave that behind? Like, that's yikesy. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna draw more cards. Like, that shit was just crazy. All right, the Justice card. Okay. The Moon. Five of Cups. We also got some shadow work here at play, but in a very different way. Two of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. And Queen of Cups. All right, let's get into this. Again, this is a very physical energy with the Pentacles card, really opening up to that energy of abundance and so forth. But here's the thing where it comes to you is justice, right? So a lot of times what makes a card is the cards that follow up or prior or so forth, right? Sorry, I got distracted by the comment. So the Justice card is really a lot to do with balance, right? Between the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. However, a lot of this is coming at a very intuitive level for you. That's why we're following up with the Moon. We're stepping into this balance because we haven't had a chance to feel like we're successful or had a flow. We haven't had that feeling of just being secure. And a lot of this actually is going to deal with early childhood. Many of you did not have, your parents were not financially well off. We are definitely targeting into, not targeting, that was a horrible word, reflecting back to certain individuals that grew up with less, that didn't have everything handed down to them, or you know, how to work and get where they're at. And many of you, I feel like, had to struggle through a certain lifestyle as well. I do feel like there's been a lot of bad behavior or what would be seen as bad, but that was harmful to you, right? That put you in self-destruction. And now we're finally getting our life together, right? We're finally putting the pieces back. We're trying to rebuild, and we're finding that balance. And I also, for some reason, feel like there's some physical illness for some of you as well, which I'm not a doctor, so I really like to stay away from things like this. But I do feel like in my stomach specifically, I feel like shooting pains coming through. So a lot of physical way readers can read and interpret into physical pains can be representing of energy, but to me it actually feels like a sickness, like that we're not fully healthy, like whether we are like have some kind of disease or something, but it's affecting us. And it's affecting us also being able to find that financial security because it's in a way has disabled to be able to feel okay and to have what you need. And that's what it is. And that's what's really tricky with this, is we're trying to be in abundant energy. We're trying to follow our intuition, but we can't find the balance right now. And that's what we're working on, is we're finding that balance between the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, and so forth. And we are shaming ourselves. That's why we get that 5 of Cups as well as the 2 of Swords. You guys are just like beating yourself up for like, why do I have to have this wrong with me? Why do I have to have this illness? Which, by the way, if you have a physical illness, it's probably not your fault. That is what it is, right? Sometimes it is led to lifestyle, but most of the time it actually is genetics, which is not really, again, not a doctor. But here's the thing, your spirits, your guides are coming forth and letting you know, we're going to take care of you. You need to allow yourself to feel safe. You need to give yourself permission to be okay, because they want you to be successful. They want you to be in that King of Pentacles. They want you to rise and feel good in the space that you are in. And they want you to trust your intuition, trust what is happening has its purpose, and that you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to fight against it anymore. I know many of you are feeling stuck. You're feeling like you can't go anywhere. You feel like because of this disability, because of these physical issues, or this history of self-destructive behavior, that you've been misjudged because of it, like, which is really messed up. It happens so often. People will discriminate from giving you a job, or like families kind of shunned you out because of what you've done or what they felt that you have done. Because sometimes it's not even bad. Like, it's sometimes just people are absolutely ridiculous, right? But you feel like you have been isolated, you haven't gotten the support that you needed, and the spirits are like, we're coming here to take care of you, and you need to be able to break free of the stagnant energy, and not hold yourself back because of what you think you're not capable of. You are more capable of more than what you realize, essentially. And then we're stepping into that Queen of Cups, that nourishing, that receiving, that balance, that self-love, and also being able to really feel good about everything that you are going into, everything that is being called for your path, spiritually, emotionally, physically, like all of it's coming into play with you guys. So yeah, we're gonna draw another layer on that and check comments, see where we are at. I never see you without some kind of makeup. Plain face is all right though. No misogyny. So actually a lot of my videos I don't have makeup on, so I don't know. I do put like eyeliner mascara, which is very similar to what I'm doing right now. Like, I never wear foundation, so it's about the same makeup I wear every single time. But regardless, we shouldn't be making comments on what girls do, because then that pushes this ideology that we are supposed to present ourselves in a certain way, and then calling it plain is actually, like, I know you're like, no, it's not like that, but that's an insult. You're saying I need to look and dress and wear makeup to look pretty, essentially, or otherwise I'm plain. Like, do you hear like, yeah, it's not okay. So we never want to do those comments, because those comments are rooted in misogyny. Yeah. You look beautiful with or without makeup on. Thank you, Tess. I appreciate you. Loves you. Okay, so we're going to continue with group number 2. Let's see what's going on. And some of you, I also feel within this group, has been shamed because of your family, because you chose the occult as well, because we chose the witchy path, because of like Satanism or demolatry or whatever it is. Like, and I just feel like a lot of you guys have toxic family members in this group. Like, you've just been shit on, and people are constantly trying to emotionally abuse you. When you try to have a relationship with them, they're making digs. Like, that's, like, I just feel such toxicity with family regarding this. So, out loud, that's not correct. So misogyny has various many undertones, just like racism does, and so forth, right? And I don't know, we're talking about for friends like on Facebook or so forth, but that doesn't make what you're not taking any form of accountability or seeing the harm in your words, whatever, right? So there are undertones of misogyny. So maybe you're not aware of it, you haven't took the time to properly educate yourself. But let me do so. Let me try to help you, right? So the misogyny comes from the stems of the idea that a woman must present or subjugate themselves to what men believe women should look like, appear, act, or behave, right? And a woman should not be judged based off of their makeup, their appearance, or anything, because that is all rooted in misogynistic ideas that women are meant to please a specific gender, usually rooted in Christianity. And a lot of misogyny goes very deep, right? It's not always obvious or in your face. So it's like, I hate women. No, not necessarily. But yeah. No, I'm just trying to educate you, and it's really important that you take accountability. In Google definition, that's like, please unfriend me on Facebook if we're friends on Facebook. Like, if that's what you're doing. You're trying to speak over a woman's voice when she said what you said was disrespectful and offensive. Because it is. And it is misogyny, whether you like it or not, because you don't understand the layers or the undertones. And now you're saying that's the Google definition. And just how, like, have you not seen me go natural? Like, 90% of my videos are without makeup. Anyways, I need to get back to focus the reading and not need to address this individual, because it's giving me the wrong type of mental space, and that's not good to me, not fair. So I want to shift into energies and so forth. So going back, because I really want to focus on y'all, not on that. So continuing on to group number 2. Let's see. The Emperor, which I love. So what I love about the Emperor card too, I connected it with King Belial, because he has this very fatherly, the security energy. Like, he is everything about the Emperor card, the foundations, really building up. And that's what I'm very excited about with this group, despite the toxicity, dealing with people that are tore you down, that brought you down in this, and then the things that resulted, like, you've had a bad environment, you haven't had a chance to feel that safety, and now we're rebuilding ourselves up in a way that is, like, badass. Like, it's notable. Many of you have gotten, like, clean and sober. Some of you have broke free from your religious trauma, and you're just kind of working through it. And many of you have became aware and accepted what you do have and the things that have limited in your life physically, but you're not going to let it limit you mentally anymore. And that's what we're stepping into, right? That's what the spirits are pushing you to. That is also why we get the King of Cups, another masculine, secure energy. And I just love it, because I'm just feeling Belial and Lucifer stepping forth for this group very strongly, which I think is exciting, because I haven't really felt specific deities come into the readings yet, and now I'm really feeling it with those two spirits. They're like, I got you. Like, you need to trust the process. And some of you have made big moves last year, and I feel like we had some consequences to those big moves. So some of you were like, okay, we're rebuilding, we're doing this, I'm getting my life together, and we made some risky moves that didn't really work out the way we wanted it to, but things are going to end up moving the way that they need to. We are still in the state of, we need to take action. We don't need to be holding back, but we don't want to hold back because of our mental spaces, because of what we felt like we needed to be limited by. Hi, Edgy, how are you? But he's coming around to the idea of an altar to my mom who passed last year. My dad doesn't really get it. Aw. Yeah, a lot of people don't, unfortunately. They just don't understand. Okay, let's get more cards here. For group number 2, 4 of Swords, coming to truce. Really, to me, it's about acceptance. A lot of you are just coming to acceptance of everything that's happened. And then we're moving into the Queen of Pentacles, which is really beautiful, because we start with the King, we're ending with the Queen here, okay? So the 4 of Swords is really interesting, because we're letting go of our past. We're letting go of what's hindered us, and we're surrendering, and then we're taking back our power in with what we can do, and feeling the abilities and things that we can tap into that we never thought we could. And that's really what it comes down to, is we're taking action, we're moving forward, and we're not allowing our past to keep us in a cage, essentially. We're not letting our disabilities keep us in a cage. We're not allowing our past addictions keep us in a cage. Nothing. And we're stepping that Queen of Pentacles because you guys know that it's time to realize of the rewards, to have what is owed to you at this point. Because yes, it is owed to you at this point. Like you've been through the shit, you know. Now we're stepping into that abundance. We are drawing in that energy. And with Witch's New Year and everything, I would probably even consider doing some type of prosperity working with your ancestors to amplify that, because that is going to be boosted right now. That is going to help you in this moment, because things are shifting to help you find that safety, to have that support that you haven't had when you were a child, that you didn't have into young adulthood either, that you've always had to like hustle or fight scarcity, whatever it was. Like you had to deal with issues and you were even homeless at times. Like I feel like many of you didn't have like the food, electricity, like some of the basic needs that you do are there for you at this moment, and or is going to be in this moment, and we're stepping into that abundance, and you deserve it. Allow yourself to feel that safety. That's what it is giving yourself permission. Hi Edgy. I haven't done a video with VK or Demetrius for a long time, so maybe I will. I know I got another podcast coming up with Aziel as well as the Mad Witch. But I haven't done one with VK or Demetrius for a while, so I might message them and see if they're interested. You know, I gotta try to pull people in, or once in a while I do. Especially because I feel like I don't always know what to teach or what to offer. So I'm like, hey, who wants to come onto my channel? Let's have a conversation. But I absolutely love and adore those creators. In fact, I pretty much like everyone in the cult community except for very few, just because I think many people are offering valuable information, and it's just amazing seeing us grow and come together. So we are going to draw a oracle card for group number 2. So we are not done. I know you thought we were done, but we're not. We need some final messages for group number 2. Make sure to give a thumbs up for this video. I can't believe I had to try to explain to someone what misogyny is, and then they go try to use Google. Like what? Google is going to give you the basic definition, not everything how it plays out or how it works into our system. Same with racism. It's going to give you a very basic definition. It's not going to include all the layers, and the definition pulls up on Google is actually problematic anyways. And JD Temple, have a lot of respect for JD Temple as well. I think him and his girlfriend are absolutely amazing. They're just such sweet people. I actually think they are just the sweetest. Okay, group number 2, the Earth Keeper. I love that. I love these cards. They're so pretty. So right here, I'm going to kind of represent the essence here. Just as you're involved in co-creating a world, you are also responsible for its well-being. The Earth Keepers are dedicated to, I cannot say that word, stewardship of the earth and all life. They choose to hold the sacred dream of a planet where all beings live in peace and where the rivers and the air are clean. Remember that everything you do has impact for 7 generations. So what the Earth Keeper card is really talking about is don't get lost in your dreams or everything, but realize everything that is attainable and that you can reach and step into is going to have a direct effect on your life. So be aware. Do not get lost into the mind, and be grounded as you pursue into your achievements. So letting you know that sometimes maybe hearing what I'm saying, oh, I can do whatever I want, right? Which you do have so much potential, and we don't want to lock that away. But we also don't want to go in and decide to do something ridiculous, because we do have those self-destructive behaviors where we can react and impulsively. Many of you are impulsive and you just jump the gun and just go for it, which sometimes is really good, but some of those have consequences. So it's kind of giving awareness that be aware of our impact that we have, because it's going to continue to live with us even if it was just a moment. So being present, being grounded is going to be really important as you pursue your dreams or your success, your achievements, as they unlock for you. It is also take a moment to take a reflection of your connection with earth and with other people, because you've had such bad relationships throughout this world that maybe it's time to see that perspective, and open yourself up to people that are actually here to support you, that are here to give you that love or just hold space for you, essentially. So yeah. So that completes both of the readings. I appreciate everyone that is here. Do you guys have any questions? How are you celebrating Samhain? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is the plans? And then we can jump out. It was really fun. It was really good. Let's see if there's any final comments. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. I'm excited because, Samhain, right, does not actually, the idea that it starts today is actually a Christianized version, but the veil does thin. And I think starting today with celebrations and working death work is really good, especially into like the full moon, because astrologically, the actual Samhain is like, it's in November. I can't remember the exact date now. But that's when you want to work into it, and it's going to actually take on place on a full moon this year. So that is exciting. So I would continue through the process. I'm just gonna watch horror movies and eat. Oh my god, that sounds so good. I love eating. I love food. It's a problem. Like, I'm glad I'm losing weight, but like, I'd probably be on such a faster track if I just stopped eating so much food. It's just so delicious. I'm just gonna be doing meditation work, and doing my plan with the spirits as far as doing daily possession work, as far as spirit work. The rest of it is going to be probably eating as well. I don't know. This is what I love about the pagans, right? I have this funny theory, and it's just for giggles. Obviously, this is not historically accurate. Team Man, I was planning on doing an initiation tonight into demon magic. Ooh, yes, great time for that. I love it so much. So here's my theory. There was this not so attractive individual who just couldn't get the ladies, or couldn't afford maybe the drugs or whatever it was. It was like it came to around these pagans, right? And they were all just feasting on food and, hooking up with each other, orgies, just having fun. And they're like, I don't like this. This makes me uncomfortable. This is now a sin. And then Christianity was invented. It was just made out of somebody who was jealous. Why would you want to change that? Why would you want to change the pagan ways? It seemed like they were living their best lives. They seemed like it was the funnest. Like, I don't know what we're doing now, why we're such prudes, but yeah, no, I'd rather be a pagan. Back in ancient times, like not today, because not today people are kind of just as bad. They use Christian morality into the path of paganism, demolatry, and so forth, and we don't need the dogma here. Sounds like fun. I have started doing basic non-tantric Hindu sorcery on having a connection with Lord Shiva. What I noticed is I have been having less anxiety and more confidence. What could this mean? Ooh, I love that. That probably means you're just aligning to the right type of sorcery. You're connecting to the right energies, the right beings, and so forth. And the anxiety is the spirits integrating, that path integrating into you. So that's really good. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that so much. Well, thank you everyone for being here. And y'all know if you do want a one-on-one session with me, you can book on otherworldlyreadingsbytila.com. But otherwise, infernal blessings and enjoy your spooky season. That was cheesy, but hey, bye.